Hi, Michelle. I'm really glad you're here today. Last time you filled out a few questionnaires about how you've been feeling, and today I'd like to just go over what they showed. Nothing here is about judging you or putting a label on you. It's just a way for us to understand what life has been like for you lately. Do you have any questions before we get started? So, with that being said, before we get into anything, I want you to know this. These tools don't define you. They don't tell me who you are as a person. They just give us a snapshot of how heavy things might feel right now. So let's talk about the depression one first. Your score was pretty high, which tells me you've been having a pretty hard time. People with scores like this usually feel really down, tired, unmotivated, or like they're not themselves. And honestly, from what you've shared with me before, it makes sense that things have felt heavy. There was one answer I want to make sure we talk about. You marked the option that said, I would kill myself if I had the chance. That's a really tough statement. I want to understand what was happening for you when you checked that. It doesn't automatically mean you want to act on anything. Sometimes people mark it because they're exhausted or overwhelmed in that moment. But I want to give you space to talk about that. Next, you filled out a form about how you've been thinking about the future. Your results showed that things might feel a little dark or uncertain right now, almost like it's hard to see things getting better. That feeling is really common when life feels overwhelming. It doesn't mean things won't get better, just that right now it's really hard for you to picture it. You also filled out a questionnaire about anxiety. Your score suggests that you've been dealing with a good amount of stress in your body. Things like trouble relaxing, feeling shaky, having your heart race, or feeling on edge. Anxiety can make everything feel 10 times harder, especially when it shows up with sadness or hopelessness. The important thing is that you're not alone in dealing with this, and there are a lot of good tools we can use to help calm your system down. Now, here's something I want you to know. On the other questionnaire about suicidal thoughts, you said you don't want to harm yourself and that you want to live. You also said you've never attempted suicide. So one form showed that really strong statement, and the other showed that you really want to stay safe. This kind of mix happens more often than people think. Feelings can change quickly. Sometimes a question hits you at a vulnerable moment. Sometimes the wording is confusing. It doesn't mean anything is wrong with you. It just means we should talk through it together. So when we put everything together, what I see is someone who has been hurting a lot. You're dealing with sadness, stress, discouragement, and moments that feel overwhelming. And at the same time, you also have a real wish to live and to keep going. That tells me there's still strength in you, even if you don't always feel it. What matters most to me is that we work through this side by side. You don't have to carry this alone. We'll make a plan together for support, coping, and safety. And truly, thank you for being honest on these forums and honest with me today. That kind of honesty takes courage, and it tells me that you want things to get better.